Hi and welcome to the Journal of a Marketing Agency.
Listen in as we chat about challenges we faced,
Insights into the latest marketing topics,
and thoughts on productivity and growth.
Okay, so here we are again. Nice to see everybody. It's been a while. As you will see, there is a new face. Everyone meet Megan.
Hello.
Say hello, Megan. Hooray.
Thanks for round of applause.
You may have watched the episode we did a while ago when Simon and I were talking about, growing and when's the best time to recruit your team. And hence you've not seen us. We've been too busy.
Yes.
So we recruited into the team. And Megan's here, so we thought, great, Megan straight on the first one, and we've been crazy busy with Black Friday with clients, and then we thought that's a really great place to start. What we're going to call this, the Black Friday aftermath, post-mortem.
Learnings.
Yeah, exactly, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Positive learnings.
Brilliant learnings. I think it shows the power of digital marketing, full stop.
Yeah.
I think we were going to lead talking about one particular client who wouldn't you think naturally sits in this space of being a, hyped up Black Friday deal-based product.
It's not something that would come to mind when you're shopping Black Friday deals. Certainly, it's a very necessary product. It's a brilliant product, but people are in the mindset of TVs and those kind of things around Black Friday, aren't they? But
so
again,
what would you say? Do you want to lead by saying what we put in place? And then we can sort of talk about how it all worked out.
Yeah.
And then Megan can obviously touch on the bits that she led.
Yeah. I mean, we were keen to do the build-up, weren't we? To get a build-up campaign going, a bit of list building, effectively, for people to return on those days, on the key days around Black Friday. And we did focus ours around the 4 days BFCM, the Friday, the Saturday, the Sunday, the Monday. Although we'll talk about that time scale, I'm sure, in a bit. But yeah, I think the whether you like it or not, and whether you plan to or not, people will not purchase in the lead up to Black Friday and then come back on Black Friday. There's going to be a level of that anyway. We've learned that. That's the first learning. Was that. I've seen some brands saying we're not doing Black Friday this year because we don't believe that this is the right thing, or we think it's a reason to do whatever. Some people just don't do it. Maybe they're just too busy having a time. But it's going to happen to you whether you like it or not. That was clearly what we learned. But we did capitalise on that. Getting people and putting an offer in place around Black Friday.
Yeah, and I think the funny thing was the client in question is that traditionally that market would have seen October, November, December as their peak season. In traditional bricks and mortar, that was the case, but in a direct-to-consumer world, that wasn't true at all. They saw the drop-off as soon as we got towards Black Friday's looming. People just started to sit and they waited and they had their money to spend, and they waited, and we saw the same, which we weren't. That's the beauty of all of this, is testing and it's understanding, and it didn't necessarily play true. But we think email was, as we said, was going to be key always throughout the whole thing. It was. So we did there was email build-up, wasn't there? Yeah. And then there was aggressive email activity over the weekend.
Yeah, so the build-up was 3 emails before actual Black Friday, basically saying it's coming. We started it a week before Black Friday, so the Friday the 19th. And then, it was 2 more after that. And then it was the proper kick-off on actual Black Friday. And then we did, those 4 days, we did 2 emails a day. So we really hammered it. We really hammered it home that we were, our offering was so good. And we saw sort of like the results. It definitely started on the Friday with a lot more people buying. And then it slowly tailed off, but people were definitely still quite consistent. And you could see that people were definitely waiting until Black Friday to get those good deals, which really made it worth it.
I think there's this fear some people have with email that it's to be spammy and to send too many, and I think email has changed. Well, we know it's changed. Back in the day, you used to get to the day, you got an email, I better read my email. You replied to every email you receive, but it's now got to the point where we give our email address away willy-nilly, really, for things. We sign up to things without thinking, generally. Yeah. So it's okay to expect people not to see your first email and send the second one and send reminders and
Yeah.
be a bit pushy in the subject lines, because as we know, I mean, one in particular, I remember I hadn't seen, obviously, we orchestrate everything, but I didn't have to look at all the detail before, and I thought, that's a great idea as a subject, and that one would have made me click over the first one, and it's by just trying new things, being teasing in some things, being a bit, what's this all about in some, being quite straightforward, and people understand exactly what they're receiving in some.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh yeah. Over the weekend, there was a number of different topics and subjects and approaches, wasn't there, in the emails that we sent?
It's a lot of test and learning, and also something quite key that we did with the emails is we also got rid of the people that had already bought with us, so it wasn't necessarily really spammy. So if people had already bought with us,
especially during that period.
Yeah,
if you bought in the first email, you didn't want to receive 8 more asking you to.
Yeah.
That's really important, because that could be a future customer for future products if you've really cheesed them off.
Definitely.
By bombarding them.
Yeah. Basically, anybody who purchased during those days exited the email flow, that set of emails. I'll tell you what was interesting. Was we never actually revealed any specific offers until the actual day.
Yeah.
We never said it was going to be this reduction in price, or it was going to be this, extra whatever. It just said Black Friday. We called it Black Friday savings, didn't we?
Yep.
So we were clear that there was a saving of some sort, but we didn't say what, which was interesting.
I think it's the idea of Black Friday. People are, they know that there's going to be savings, and if you put the words Black Friday in front of things, it really resonates with people nowadays, I think.
Yeah, and I think one thing that was interesting was they had an offering on Amazon and on their own site, and we had everything set up on both, deals set in different places, and I would have bet on Amazon beforehand as to being the one that would have driven such volume because of the weight of Amazon. They almost created Black Friday in one sense in direct consumer space, but it wasn't. And I think that's the lesson to people who feel that Amazon is their one-stop shop, because actually you can't control the narrative to Amazon. You can't be that you are one of many products. You can't educate people. Actually your own site should be. Or even if you've got a huge weighting in Amazon in terms of your sales, your own site is still the place to drive people, to get sales, to get data. And as we know, people then do some due diligence, they shop around, they may find it on Amazon for the same price or better or worse and choose to buy it there, but you can't neglect your own email lists and your own website and your own data just because Amazon is an easier option. It's not always the best.
That's the thing, is that you don't have access to that data. But you do in a way, because obviously you know the people that you're sending product to if you're shipping yourself. But you can't exploit that data. Is it in terms of you can't then retarget those people? You can't take those people from just transactional customers to to followers, to fans, to advocates. So it is still important. We've said this before, haven't we, so many times. But of course, Amazon, I would have loved to have seen what the numbers were if Amazon did just do Black Friday weekend.
Yes.
But of course they didn't.
No.
That it was a fortnight effectively. So the deal that was on the site, on the own site, was a wider time scale on Amazon, basically because that's the way that Amazon run Black Friday.
I think so. That's a good learning and a lesson that we've found. Every client's different, but to have something in place beforehand to stop that complete nosedive, effectively, because people know there's a sale coming, they'll just stop and wait for that deal. To have something, we've seen some examples where the deals been good and it's been lessened on the approach to Black Friday, and then on Black Friday itself it's a better deal again. It's a clever approach we've seen people do, which we may put into place next year. That was really clever.
And some other people have also have done Black Friday and beyond as well, or Cyber Week or something like that. And again, certainly after the Black Friday that we've just had, I can certainly see us doing that in future, just extending that time, whether it is something like that, a build-up offer and then a big offer on the day, or whether it's something that extends beyond. I can see that. I can see us doing that. Just because, there isn't, like I say, Black Friday will affect you whether you like it or not. There will be that natural drop in sales because people will be going away and holding out for a deal.
And it'll get rid of the idea of deflated December, won't it? It's sort of like hopefully going into December, getting people more in the mindset for Christmas as well, sort of having it over that longer period.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you wonder, I mean, obviously it was a record sales day for them, you know, smashed things out the water, greatest day sales ever. You wonder with, you know, again, this is all about learnings, which is digital marketing full stop. You test and iterate. Would they have got the same number of sales, but just a lesser amount over the full week or 2 weeks?
Exactly.
Or did they literally get 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month's worth of sales in a day when the volume was so high?
Yeah, exactly.
But that, it's something to trial and test and move with.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting on Black Friday. Again, there's all sorts of things to put into place with the business in terms of, you know, you've got it's not just as simple as putting out an offer and getting out there. You've got the logistical side of things, have people got stock in the right places. You know, you've got all sorts of, you know, Amazon, as we know, there was issues at times in terms of getting stock into Amazon. So therefore, when that product's not on Prime because you can't get your product in, I mean, some people would have put all their eggs in an Amazon basket, and then it probably just would, you know, they might have not had stock in the warehouse.
Yeah,
then what do you do?
Oh, we were very lucky because our customer had, you know, they were FBA, they were on Prime, and they were fulfilled by Amazon, but they could also fulfill themselves.
Yeah.
Now the FBA stock did run out. It did run out.
I was going to say, I mean, that was not by chance. That's intentional.
From
our side.
because we had to make sure. Yeah,
exactly.
But like you say, so many people would have they won't be able to deliver their product themselves. They rely on Amazon to do that for them, and then Amazon, you know, sell out or contact the stock in time or something like that.
You could just have a tumbleweed weekend because your product's sat in a lorry outside trying to get in.
Yeah.
So having your own product in there as well is really key. And I think one of the other big changes, and this isn't necessarily Black Friday related, is since Megan's joining, is that community side of things, which we've been able to do so much more now in terms of it's getting into the nuts and bolts of the customer, because without that bandwidth, the learnings we've had in the last month in terms of understanding what customers like, what they don't like, more the don't likes I think are more important, have been the best learnings, haven't they?
Definitely the don't likes, and also the lot of FAQs as well that we're starting to build up. Really important, because you see sort of like the same trends of people asking the same things. So if that's what the customers are saying, we might as well address this in our marketing. And it's really all about, like, you know, listening to the customer and relating everything that you do compared to that.
Yeah, I think
it's
this
important.
is key.
And again,
really
just that was just from the bit of work you did on that social side and that customer listening in the lead up to the Black Friday weekend, that shaped those messages, didn't it? You know, like pushing certain packs, doing different messages to you know, if you're going to try and make a customer aware of a product, and you know that there's potential questions that come from customers, you may as well try and tick that box at the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
And by the way, answer the question while you're you know, proposing the product to them.
Yeah, definitely.
But of course, you did a follow up campaign after Black Friday as well, didn't you?
Yeah. So we decided that to get all of the people that missed out on Black Friday, to give them sort of an extra offering, just to make sure that, you know, we can still retain their custom. And they'll come back and shop with us, but also in case they did miss all of the emails that we bombarded them with, you know, just giving them that peace of mind. And actually, we've so one email's gone this week, and we're planning to send one later this week. So we've actually found that so far people aren't necessarily responding, and it's perhaps the fact that, you know, they've got everything over Black Friday, and as I mentioned earlier, going into like December, people were got other priorities. So it'll be interesting to see towards the end of this week whether this final email with the final call, the last chance sort of messaging really resonates with people. That'll be interesting.
I wonder if people get through Black Friday and actually, I don't wonder. I think it's quite clear that that's done. Yeah. It was all ramped up. It's that's
almost shocking.
Such a good job was done in the build up and during that. Actually, you know, we probably hoovered up everybody with such. Well, I mean, we couldn't have missed anyone, really. We had every possible marketing function focused on this one weekend. It's the right thing to, as we've done, I'm still doing, to, you know, it's good practice for people that almost bought. You know, they started to check out and then they didn't buy. To then give them one more chance to, you know, in case you missed out. But again, it's showing that now we're switching the narrative into Christmas, which almost on a sixpence we're doing that pivot. And now, those people will now be shown an alternative message. Because I think I am like lots of consumers. I had certain things I wanted, and I registered for every email list to see. I didn't know what the deals were going to be. I had, some people I was registered on John Lewis's list. I know the product was there. I had their own websites. And literally over that weekend, I bought everything that I needed to be. I went too early with one, and I bought on the Black Friday, and they actually had a better deal come the Monday, which was annoying because I thought Black Friday's going to be the best day.
That's disappointing. That's
you would have thought if ever they're going. I mean, it wasn't too. Well, it was big enough money I lost on that one, but equally again, this is where Black Friday's so clever. We have things in our minds that we don't really want, but we quite like, and if the product comes just low enough, it becomes why not?
Yeah. I think that's a lot of Black Friday purchases.
Yeah. I mean, my robot vacuum cleaner is a great example.
Yeah.
I didn't know I really wanted. I knew I wanted one.
Nobody needs one of those.
I didn't need one, but it took Amazon this was an Amazon deal, and they just clearly got it right. Well, they did get it right as a business. Amazon went with their price quite early, so I waited, and it didn't go any lower over that weekend. So I could have got earlier, but I waited. They had all the right retargeting messages for me. The emails were really on point in terms of it was customer testimonials, there was Trustpilot reviews, it was how-tos, all the perfect stuff. And then when I came to it, it's worth a punt. And that's what we do, and that's what others do, and it shows that it does really work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And post-purchase now, I'm now getting some really good follow-up comms, as we now will do, to check people have you put it in the right places, as how you use everything. I think that's quite key. Yeah. And again, the viral nature. I mean, the robot hoover is quite quirky. You and I get into a certain age where we share WhatsApp messages about hoovers.
Yeah, yeah.
And you started it with your shark hoover.
Yes.
I then followed up with my robot hoover, and I realised...
You gazumped me.
We're going edging to the wrong side of 40. Our Black Friday purchases are going somewhere. But again, it's just...
They're not consoles anymore.
No, you even said you sold your Xbox.
Yeah,
I was traumatised to hear that. But anyway. But yeah, and it's the power of it. I think that's what people don't underestimate, that if you're not doing it, why not? Like you can't think, we don't do discounting as a brand. You're just missing out, and it's a chance to find customers that I would otherwise not have been. I think the brand's Eufy would not be a Eufy vacuum cleaner owner if they hadn't done what they'd done. Yeah, and I think you've got to put yourself in that space, because there are people that don't know they want your product until you put a good deal in front of them to go maybe. And if you've got a good catalogue of products, then you can get sold to them again and again and delight them with your product. Yeah. In your future comms, and they could be a customer for life or advocates for your brand or whatever. Yeah,
I think it's really worth talking about like the ad side about what we did on the ads, because we have ads, Facebook ads and TikTok ads running all the time anyway, that are driving people to the site, that are driving people to purchase. Generally work really strong on the top funnel, the impulse purchasing, rather than kind of retargeting and everything. But in the build-up to Black Friday, we did drive a lot of traffic to the site, knowing that they weren't gonna particularly buy, which is quite counterintuitive. To go and say, okay, I'm just going to drive traffic. I'm just going to get people on the site, but of course, enabling, even with the restrictions that or the challenges that Apple are putting in place and affecting Facebook and the like. Being able to retarget people, we actually turned on some really blatant offer messaging, didn't we? When Black Friday hit, back to those people that had visited the site, and we did, because we talked about Christmas, this product in the view of Christmas, and we did a lot of messaging on the ad side in the build-up, but then we were quite nimble over the weekend and on the final day. With something that I've not done a lot of before. I'll get a campaign, I'll get it running, I'll keep putting new ads in and keep them running through. But actually, we were very right. Okay, now we're going to switch it to the actual offer. So rather than Black Friday savings are coming, on the actual weekend, it was this is the price. Yeah. On the ad, driving that click straight through, retargeting to people, so the people saw the ad before, they might have clicked on it, now they see a price, and they go, oh wow, because they know what the price was before, and they can see this new price. And then even on that final day, we had last chance, final day, ends today, ends midnight, on those Facebook ads. And because it was only a small change to the ads, the actual approval process for Facebook was really quick. True. So I could switch over an ad in the morning, it'd only be like 20 minutes before the ad's approved. and gone. And that was really interesting as well, because again, this product is a bit quite an impulse purchase. It's something that people see, like the look of, click through, purchase generally. But actually, so the retargeting ads don't get as many sales. But over the weekend, it got a very nice handful of sales. Well, more than that, because it was showing that offer to people who'd already seen it, looked at it, considered it, and not purchased. So we got them on the ad side as well.
Yeah, definitely.
as well as the email. So it was good because you don't have to rely on getting that data, that email data.
Yeah.
But we did do that through forms as well, didn't we?
Definitely.
I think one thing people do need to be wary of with Black Friday is there's no point. People will flash very big vanity metrics of numbers sold, and if you're not making any money, it could be a way to just ruin yourself, because you sell too many, your fulfillment cost might be too high, you don't make any profit at all, you sell all your stock, so you've got nothing for the new year. I think what we were very careful to do is work. It was a lot of meetings, but I think it's essential to work with the client in terms of what margin are you going to make, how about your stock levels. You've got to have everything back. At anybody, in theory, can whack up some ads, not good ads, but anyone can do it to a point, discount the product. If you haven't done all the back end work, done all the email flows as Megan did, all the ads that you could place, it can all fall completely flat. And I've seen people flash what we call vanity metrics, just how many, cash numbers. Doesn't really matter if you're not making any money.
Yeah.
And people that, there are people that will do 80% of their turnover over that weekend, but turnover not at any great profit. And you've got to be making something, otherwise you're just,
It's pointless, isn't it?
Well, it is. You've got to be, you've got to give yourself a platform for the future, and that's something we're always really careful to do, is make sure whatever we do there is profit in it, because otherwise, we're just helping people to fail.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but equally, we were quite persistent with our customer to say that they really do need to do something over that weekend. They need to make it work, because to not do anything you're gonna get, like I say, whether you like it or not, you're going to get that drop off of sales of people who are holding out for Black Friday, whether it's for your product or whether it's to spend it somewhere else. But if you don't cap it, you're kind of stuck. You got to do it.
Yeah.
Like I say, I think certainly the what we'll try next year with this brand particularly is extending that period.
Yeah, I think so.
But not just the flat offer that we did with Amazon, which was just for a period of time, but actually, like you say, mix it up a little bit, because there were still people that purchased, even when they knew. There were people that you sent an email, didn't you? That said the sales are coming tomorrow.
We're still purchasing, even though it said wait till Black Friday, which I was very surprised about. But I mean, it was the sense of urgency. Also, just something that we did was we also, in a lot of the emails, mentioned that it was the biggest ever savings that we've ever done as well. And we thought that was quite important because, it was the biggest ever discount that we'd ever done for this particular client. And I think that really resonated with people who had been, like previous buyers.
Well, the return customer rate was really high, wasn't it?
Really high.
We didn't think this is a product you'd normally buy again and again and again, but people clearly had it, they liked it. Oh, that's a good deal, I'll buy another one. Well, actually, the average basket was high.
Yeah, it was.
People weren't buying one, they were buying two or three.
There were all
definitely.
the bundles
packs
that they were doing, and the conversion rate on the store was really good as well, really strong.
I think, again, that's something you haven't actually mentioned, because you not only got, the ads were right, the emails were everything, but you have to have your website right. As you said, if people come to the site and it doesn't resonate with anything they've seen in the emails or the ads, they'll just bounce.
To mention that,
So go into that a little bit if you like.
Well, we actually set up landing pages, specific landing pages, whereas normally it either goes to the home page of the site or it goes to the product landing page, which is a landing page, but it's the product page, but jazzed up. But these particular landing pages screamed about the offer, screamed about, were laser focused on, letting people be able to sign up for that offer, or whether it was a gate through to the Amazon listings or something like that. Again, so that So there was a link between the ad that they clicked onto the site. I think a lot of brands make the mistake of like you say, whack an ad together, with some kind of offer on, put it up there, but when you go through to the site, it's nowhere to be seen. They're just kind of hoping that you're going to go, remember or
this product
or
what
dig for it or
categories it
something.
in. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There were quite a few quite big brands actually that were quite subtle in their Black Friday messaging. Even if they had big deals, they were quite subtle with it.
We wondered with them when one example was Samsung we saw, didn't we? But maybe that's because they are such a big brand and the savings are so significant on something they really, really wanted, like a big TV or something.
Yeah.
There was a willingness to do a little bit of work, but if you're a slightly smaller brand competing with so many bigger ones, you've got to just make it as easy as possible.
Yeah.
But there's a stylistic thing as well. I noticed another one was Ring.
Yes.
So Ring obviously got really, they got lovely branding and they do great imagery and everything. And it's all very slick and very subtle, and they kept that throughout their communication. And I think sometimes you got to be a bit loud. Sometimes it's got to be a bit jarring,
Yeah.
And so we were very specific with the graphical elements that they were quite bold, quite bright,
and
stood out.
consistent as well. Consistent across like social, email, the site, all of the ads, just so people, if they've seen us before, they're gonna recognise the branding, which is important.
Yeah, it's got to be polished still, hasn't it?
Yeah.
That's something we're quite
definitely.
keen to protect because some people go too far.
Yeah.
Some people don't do enough. I think there's a nice sweet spot
There's
in
a
the
bit
middle.
in between, where it's got to be loud. It's got to break the normal brand rules a little bit, as long as it's consistent and as long as it's as long as it doesn't look ridiculous. But certainly, I think sometimes it's a bit easy to just go, okay, well, we'll tell you what, Black Friday, we've got to do something. Let's do some discounts. Let's send out some of our usual imagery with Black Friday written over the top. And we'll go from there because the price will speak for itself. It's fine. And actually, I think if you're used to getting emails from this brand all the time, and as you said, we get loads of emails now, a load of them get lost. Then it's not gonna come through. It's not gonna shine
It's going
through.
to cut through, and it's such a noisy time of year, isn't it? Ultimately, you're competing on a different level during that weekend, and ad costs go up. Everything is more difficult.
Yeah.
So you've got to put those miles in, otherwise you're just going to. Well, you're full flat, and you could do all that work, and get one part of that wrong, and you could do all the work with very little gain. I think now our next job is we've obviously got lots of new customers, lots of new email sign-ups, so it's now keeping that momentum going into Christmas, into the new year. Big push with user-generated content. We're looking at it now because we've got lots of new customers. So the follow-up to say, have you received it? How's the product now make you feel?
Definitely.
And you've got to. Push on.
Meg mentioned the deflated December, didn't you? Which is a theme that's coming through now.
Definitely.
Because people are again Black Friday because it's close to Christmas. People are using that opportunity to get their Christmas shopping in. And people are generally shopping earlier because they can shop online, can shop on mobile. Yeah. People want to enjoy December. They don't want to be running around the shops panicking, but actually because that's the panic. That's what we're looking into at the moment, isn't it? It's a very panicky panic season.
It's like pivot your product into have you not got anything yet? Last minute. This is it did the focus of switching to not discounting, but that ability to get things delivered on time. Service selling becomes much more important than price. People want to know, okay, I've got a hole to fill in terms of gifts. But
on the whole, it just drops and drops and drops and drops and drops.
Yeah, definitely.
And I remember, years ago, going out the week before Christmas to get all your presents and all that kind of stuff was the done thing.
Christmas Eve, people go and do all their shopping.
Yeah, I've done that. But no,
and obviously there's the whole COVID thing of this year. Is we kind of thought by this Christmas we'd be in normal times, but we're not. And that's going to play a part. Yeah, and it has done. In terms of the high street, looks like could struggle in the next few weeks potentially. It might not. So maybe there will be a slight second surge. Tradition would tell you that December is going to be a big slump on online sales, but perhaps not. Those people that would have otherwise gone and done stuff in person.
That's true.
That's the key of always keeping on top of your data and keeping unstoppable. That was the dog. If anyone wonders, you probably wouldn't be picked on audio. It did sound like a farted, don't it? I think it was the dog.
I wonder if she's on camera.
I think she's having a dream.
She's grumbling.
But there's all those things to consider, and I think we obviously can have everything. We've got everything set up for December, but then the key is people don't get into January and then think about January. You've always got to be thinking, we're already getting plans together for Black Friday 2022 because you have to. And the drive for email data and phone and data for SMS is on the radar now. All the thinking is that, so we're ready for Black Friday next year, and then the year beyond. You've got to always be looking. That will be another thing. Season.
That will be a thing to look at next year was SMS. We it just wasn't the right time this time, and again with the numbers, it wasn't quite needed at this time, but it's growing. Yeah, it's growing as a method of communication. The cut through is a lot stronger. The response is a lot stronger.
Definitely be part of the tactical side of next year. Getting some phone data as well.
Yeah,
and there's all sorts of metrics and plans we can put in place to do that.
Well, again, already we're already collecting that information. Because again, like you say, you've got to be ahead of the game.
Yeah, and then I think next Black Friday will be interesting when we watch this back, probably just next year. I think we probably will.
What did we say we were going to do?
Yeah, exactly. and then there'll be learnings between now and then.
It's a good marker, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. And I think that's the key of, again, what you're doing, Megan, in terms of listening to customers. We'll learn the customers. We've got so many new customers for them now. There's thousands and thousands more people that have got a product they didn't have before. So it's seeing how they're going to communicate with us between now and then. Yeah, definitely. And then make sure we've got everything lined up bigger and better finish. And there'll be new products and there's lots and lots of learnings, but it's exciting stuff. Yeah. That's probably quite a good place to wrap it up. It's quite a nice 30-minute Black Friday post-mortem. I hope that's useful. Yeah. If by all means, watch the video on YouTube and obviously listen to it on the various platforms. But there's all sorts of insights hopefully people can gain from it. Yeah. All we will do, we'll just always be back soon, hopefully this time. Yeah, we will. Yeah. And we're just going to, all we'll do is just keep sharing what we're doing. Yeah. And hopefully some of it's useful for people. Definitely. So there we go. Good. Brilliant. Goodbye for now. Thanks for listening to the Journal of a Marketing Agency.
Please rate, like and subscribe and catch up with past and future episodes at playfairmarketing.com.